All right, so we are going to go through the warm up today for the workout called Bring Sally Up. Okay, so we're going to start with some planche work, basically some positioning work. This is some stuff that you can work on at home, some skills that you can do over and over and over, maybe in the middle of your Netflix binging, all that good stuff. Okay, take a break, do some of this stuff, hold for 30 seconds or work for 30 seconds. You don't have to hold the whole time. Okay, so for those of you who are brand new, I'm going to talk about how to get into this. So what I'm going to do, I have this pillow here, I'm going to have it just in front of my face, just for a security measure, okay? I'm going to start basically in a squatting position, so my toes are on the ground, and then I want to plant my hands about a forearm's distance apart from each other, okay? I'm going to grip the ground, so I'm going to think about using my fingers, gripping the ground, and then I'm going to bend my elbows, so I'm creating this shelf with the triceps, then I'm going to set the inside of the knee on, okay? So from here, I want to just shift my weight forward, 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 forward. And then the goal is I can gradually balance, okay? And then I want to get to the point where I can pick up the toes, maybe pick up one toe, maybe pick up the other toe. And then you're hanging out here, you're balancing, you're trying to stay in control, okay? So what I don't want you to do is I don't want you to rock into that position. So I don't want you to try and do that and try and pick your feet up like that. That doesn't give us the control that we want. So bend those elbows, try and get bendy here, plant the hands, and then shift forward, shift forward, shift forward, shift forward, and then gradually pick those toes up, maybe one at a time, hanging out, okay? All right, so that's the first part there. And then the wrist push-ups, you're basically just trying to get a little bit of mobility in the wrists. So you're gonna start with the back of the hands on the ground, going up into a fist and back down. So this is just kind of doing the reverse of what we just did with our wrists in that planche position. And this should help strengthen the wrists, maybe like make them feel a little bit better, hopefully keep wrist pain at bay, okay? All right, then the next thing we're gonna do is just narrow squats. So that's working for our positioning for the pistol or the one legged squat eventually. So here I'm just gonna have my feet together, try to keep my knees together. The hips go back, the knees go forward. I'm gonna try and keep my center of gravity right over the midfoot and working to get the hips below the knee crease as much as I can, okay? So 10 of those. Then the next thing we've got, regular push-ups. So these go on any surface that you want to do. I've got a little kind of like a counter over here, so I could do my push-ups like that into the counter, keeping the elbows as close to the sides as possible. Could do them on my knees. I'm gonna pick my feet up. I'm gonna bring the hips down, so that way the body's in a straight line, all the way down, all the way up, okay? We don't want to keep the hips piked as we do these. We want to have the body in a straight line. Same thing when we're doing full push-ups on our toes. We go all the way down, we come all the way up. We try and stay in as much of a straight line as possible, okay? All right, and then we've got our sheets or our row, whichever way you want to do it. If you want to get your weight and do a bent over row, I'm just going to show you with the pillow here. Do a bent over row, so I'm leaning over forward, pulling up to the chest and back down. Or got the handy sheet, similar to what we did last week. You can throw a bed sheet over the door closes this way. I tied a knot on the other side, that way it doesn't like move around at all. Then I'm just gonna grab onto the edges. I'm gonna lean back as much as I want to, as much as I need to, pulling up to the chest and back down, okay? That's a great alternative for ring rows and pull-ups. And then we've got hollow rocks and arch rocks, okay? So the hollow rock, we're laying on our back. You can start with your feet and your hands together, rocking back and forth. We can bring the legs out a little bit, bring the arms out a little bit, but we really want to make sure that we're pressing the belly button to the spine, rocking back and forth here. We don't want to let the lower back come up off the ground. We want to squeeze everything together, hollow position, okay? Arch rock is the same thing on the other side. So you're squeezing the toes together, thumbs up to the ceiling, rocking back and forth. All right, so that is your warm-up. let me know if you have any questions on that, and we'll go from there.